When you walk in there, you'll see bones stacked. They're everywhere.
Okay, we're working our way back. We just need to find the way.
Within this very cave, the ancient Maya performed some of their most sacred rituals, including human sacrifice.
There are many caves in the world that hide deep and mysterious secrets of our past. And for as long as there's been life on Earth, caves have been used as shelter from the elements. While many caves are simply dark, hollow caverns, many end up revealing long-forgotten mysteries and buried glimpses of our past. But you definitely need some nerves of steel to enter a cave that's been untouched for centuries. From terrifying witch marks and talismans to ancient human sacrifices being swallowed by a cave, here are 15 shocking discoveries uncovered in caverns and caves. Number 15. The Cave of Forgotten Dreams. Nearly 30 years ago, in December of 1994, 3 cavers from France stumbled upon an amazing cave while following an air current that led them to a narrow passage, eventually revealing the hidden grotto. This entrance had been sealed for approximately 20,000 years, making the discovery of its ancient treasures all the more remarkable. Known as the Cave of Forgotten Dreams, this 1,400-foot chamber has several long, winding passages as well as various chambers and galleries. And it's also the place where more than 30,000 years ago, some distant human ancestor created exquisite and mysterious works of art that somehow managed to survive the ravages of time. These enigmatic etchings are currently humanity's oldest known pictorial creations, and depicted all over the cave walls are a diverse array of animals and abstract designs, reflecting the rich tapestry of life during the Upper Paleolithic period. And the fact that these images were created in a dark hidden cave suggests that the location may have held significant cultural or spiritual importance. The cave's ancient art is not limited to depictions of animals and abstract designs. In fact, recent research and analysis have suggested that some of the artwork may represent one of the earliest human depictions of a volcanic eruption. While interpretations of ancient art are often speculative, the presence of volcanic features in the area around the cave supports this theory, and this French region is known for its volcanic history. The existence of such artwork could indicate the profound impact that volcanic activity had on the lives and imaginations of the people who lived there during this time. In our shocking untold topic, scientists just opened a cave that was sealed for millions of years, but made a shocking discovery that shook the entire foundation of our past. Inside a cave in 2013, numerous oddly humanoid skeletons were discovered. This species was named Homo nadi, and it had a brain slightly bigger than that of a chimpanzee, but only about a third the size of modern human skulls. The astonishing discovery vastly expanded our understanding of this mysterious species and our own evolution on the planet. Do you think that there are more hidden humanoid species that once walked the Earth? Comment down below with the hashtag #UntoldTopic and let us know your opinion in relation to what we just showed on the screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. Number 14. Lechuguilla Cave. In the heart of New Mexico, at an astonishing depth of 1,604 feet beneath the Earth's surface, is a subterranean wonder filled with miles of exquisite and unique crystal formations, the likes of which have seldom been seen on our planet. This hidden treasure, known as Lechuguilla Cave, boasts an unparalleled beauty that continually fascinates explorers and researchers, and has done so for several decades. How the cave system was created is still shrouded in mystery, but it extends over an astounding 138 miles of passageways, making it the deepest limestone cave in the United States and the 5th longest in the world. The cave's entrance greets visitors with striking deposits of gypsum and lemon yellow sulfur, setting the stage for the captivating world that lies within. Inside, you'll find some of the most extraordinary crystalline creations, glittering like hidden treasures, ultra-delicate crystals that have taken millions of years to form, many extending several feet in length, some almost transparent. In the cave's seemingly infinite recesses, scientists have made fascinating discoveries, including distinctive bacteria, recognized for their ability to thrive on sulfur, iron, and manganese minerals, as well as previously unknown species of extremophile microbes, incredibly hardy microorganisms that thrive in extreme and harsh environments where most life forms struggle to survive. Exploring Lechuguilla is a daunting task due to its incredibly delicate and fragile environment, making it a challenging but very rewarding experience for cave enthusiasts. And the place is literally crawling with the possibility of new scientific discoveries that promise valuable insights into Earth's geological history. There's no doubt that this cave is one of the most magical places in the world. Number 13. Homo naledi fossils. In October 2013, an expedition group led by paleoanthropologist Lee Berger descended into the depths of an obscure South African cave, only to make a discovery within that would change our understanding of human evolution forever. What they unearthed was nothing short of sensational. The team of explorers had found more than 1,500 individual bones of a new human ancestor, later given the name of Homo naledi. The name Naledi is derived from the native Sotho language, meaning star, and pays homage to the rising star cave system where these extraordinary ancient bones were found. Over 2 expeditions, the team found fossil specimens belonging to at least 15 Homo naledi individuals. But recovering these precious relics was no simple task, and they had to rappel down underground shafts and squeeze through rocky passageways as narrow as 8 inches. This species is anything but ordinary, and the bones discovered in the Cradle of Humankind World Heritage Site have not only opened a previously unknown window into our distant past, but are also one of the most significant breakthroughs in the field of paleoanthropology. In 2017, the fossil of a small child was found. Dubbed Letty, it was found in an incredibly remote passage of the rising star cave system, around 39 feet from where Berger's team discovered the first Homo naledi remains. The child likely lived around 330,000 years ago, and the fact that it was buried among the human remains suggests complex rituals and behavior that we were previously completely unaware of. It also shows that these mysterious people had a penchant for symbolism and ritual, even in those ancient times. Number 12. Giant Crystal Cave in Mexico. Some 900 feet beneath the Sierra de Nica mountain in Chihuahua, Mexico, in a blisteringly hot, hidden underground chamber, lies a mind-bogglingly bizarre geological wonder known as the Giant Crystal Cave. Its name is not deceptive in any way, and nearly the entire subterranean place is filled with colossal gypsum crystals. You can see them from the walls to the floor, many of them big enough to easily walk across, and the place is strikingly similar to Superman's iconic Fortress of Solitude, more like an alien world than anything earthly. For tens of thousands of years, the cave, which measured roughly 98 feet in length and 33 feet in width, was submerged in groundwater, creating the perfect conditions for these impressive crystals to grow. The cave's otherworldly environment is a result of its unique geological history, and for a very long time, magma deep within the Earth's core had heated the surrounding rocks, causing the groundwater to rise into the cave. And it's estimated that these crystals have gone through at least 500,000 years of uninterrupted growth. The heat generated from the magma chamber beneath the cave renders it unbearably hot for human exploration, with temperatures reaching a scorching 136 degrees Fahrenheit, and the cave maintains a constant relative humidity close to 100%. The environment is so harsh that humans can only enter with specialized cooling suits for short periods of time. The cave is truly an awe-inspiring testament to the incredible forces of nature that have shaped our planet and continue to do so every day. Number 11. Altamira Cave. The caves of northern Spain contain some of the most enthralling examples of Paleolithic cave art in the world and form part of a much larger, broader network of sites that showcase the artistic achievements of our ancient ancestors during this era. One of the most renowned of all these caves is the 971-foot-long Altamira Cave, situated 19 miles west of the port city of Santander. It was discovered by a hunter in 1868. It's filled with surreal prehistoric paintings, including incredibly detailed and skilled depictions of creatures like bison, deer, and horses, as well as strange anthropomorphic figures, handprints, and hand stencils. What makes Altamira particularly exceptional is the vivid and lifelike nature of its artworks. These ancient depictions of animals, created around 14 to 18,500 years ago, are often referred to as 3D paintings due to their remarkable realism. The artists utilized the contours and bulges of the cave surface to add depth and perspective to their creations, resulting in animals that appear to leap off the cave walls. These remarkable paintings and engravings, hidden beneath the Earth's surface for many long and lonely centuries, were stumbled upon by chance in the late 19th century by an archaeologist and his daughter, and were officially designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985. The cave's remarkable artistry, its age, and the hunter's chance discovery make it a treasure trove of Paleolithic cave art, and several of the vibrant paintings found in the cave hold iconic status in Spanish popular culture. Number 10. The Altamura Man. 3 decades ago, far beneath one of the dozens of limestone grottos scattered across southern Italy, intrepid cave explorers ventured into the depths of Lama Lunga Cave, nestled near the charming town of Altamura, and within its winding corridors, they were met with an astonishing sight. There, at the very edge of a dark and damp cave, lay a curiously inverted human skull, with bones that had become essentially fused into the very rock itself. The remains of this ancient human-like creature were given the name the Altamura Man, but he was not alone, and had become entwined with a trove of other skeletal remains through what must have been millennia. The skull's forehead sported a coating of pearl-like calcium deposits that resembled some sort of cave popcorn, meaning that it could not be removed, and many of the other remains were also blanketed in this mineral, which had seeped out from the surrounding limestone walls. Altamura Man's saga began around 130,000 years ago, when he apparently entered the cave to seek shelter, but unfortunately, the narrow entrance of the cave proved too treacherous, and he became trapped. Over time, sediment slowly buried him, effectively entombing him in a geological time capsule, and he's become a permanent resident of the cave. At first, no one knew the skeleton had belonged to an early Homo sapiens human or Neanderthal, but recent tests have confirmed that the ancient man was indeed a Neanderthal, and this man could be perhaps 170,000 years old, making him one of the oldest Neanderthal fossils ever found. Number 9. The world's oldest wine. In a land where wine is said to flow like rivers, archaeologists have managed to uncork the captivating secrets of the world's oldest known winemaking facility near a cave in the South Caucasus country, showing that these ancient people had a sophisticated winemaking culture that we never even thought could have been possible. The remarkable find was made near the Armenian village of Arini, which lies near the borders with Turkey and Iran, and includes an ancient wine press for grape stomping, fermentation and storage vessels, several drinking cups, as well as the remnants of grapevines, skins, and seeds. The winery was located in the same cave where a well-preserved 5,500-year-old leather moccasin was recently discovered, leading to speculation that the Copper Age vintners likely pressed the grapes with their feet, allowing the juice to drain into a vat for fermentation. Chemical analysis of pottery shards revealed traces of malvodin, a plant pigment crucial for red wine's color, supporting the claim of an ancient winemaking facility. It's not just about ancient booze, it's a glimpse into the birth of sophisticated agriculture, where prehistoric vintners navigated the nuances of grape growth from water needs to pest management. Cultivating vines marked the dawn of advanced agricultural practices. Mastering the plant's growth cycles, gauging the right amount of water, devising strategies to thwart fungal threats, and managing grape-hungry flies were essential skills. The archaeological site provides a fresh perspective on the initial stages of horticulture, offering insights into the establishment of the earliest orchards and vineyards in human history. Number 8. Cresswell Crags, 100 of the Witch Marks. Within the labyrinthine limestone gorges of Cresswell Crags in England's East Midlands, a truly spellbinding ancient discovery has been made in the form of literally hundreds of witches' marks etched into the rocky walls. The hidden trove of almost forgotten cryptic supernatural symbols are believed to date back to the 17th and 18th centuries and form the largest concentration of such protective marks ever found in any British cave, adding an intriguing layer to the crag's enigmatic history. These marks were more than mere doodles. They were once considered evidence of witchcraft, and in a time when accusations of sorcery could be fatal, these marks were believed to be an undeniable seal of witchcraft being practiced. The discovery provides a captivating glimpse into an era of suspicion and superstition. Those accused of witchcraft face thorough searches, with authorities hunting for these elusive marks as proof of their malevolent powers. Superstitious locals, hoping for protection, also carve these marks designed to deter harmful influences onto the cave walls. And there's a plethora of intricate designs such as diagonal lines, mazes, and boxes that were meant to trap evil omens and spirits. The Creswell Crags collection adds a new layer to the odd and sometimes disturbing historical tapestry of witchcraft trials and temporarily transports us to a time when the supernatural danced at the edges of society's imagination. Number 7. The tiny coffins. One of the most enduring mysteries has puzzled the whole world for more than 200 years. In Edinburgh back in 1836, on a little hill that's known as Arthur's Seat, a group of young boys were out hunting for rabbits when they stumbled upon a small cave in the crags of the hill that held an insane secret. The boys had discovered a total of 17 tiny coffins that had been carefully carved, and the tiny figures were dressed and hidden away for who knows how long. 8 of these tiny coffins survive to this day, and this intriguing mystery seems to be no closer to revealing its origins. Were these tiny coffins made as a superstitious charm, or were they used in a satanic spell? Many have even considered these fairy coffins to be magical items, or memorials for sailors or ancient people who once lived there. One shocking theory states that these tiny coffins could actually be a long-lost echo of the grisly underworld of Edinburgh at the time. Could these tiny coffins and figures be linked to the infamous mass murderers Burke and Hare, who terrorized Edinburgh so long ago? Even to this day, no one has been able to find much concrete evidence regarding the creepy tiny coffins, and for centuries, these tiny dolls in coffins have kept their secrets from the whole world. Who made these coffins and why remains one of the biggest ancient mysteries we're yet to solve. Number 6. The Holy Well. The Holy Well Cave is one of the most incredible and breathtaking sights in the British Isles, but for the longest time, people from all over regarded this cave as a source of wonder, healing, and magic. The Holy Well Cave is set into the southwest corner of Kelsey Head on the Cornwall coast and can only be accessed at low tide since the entire cave is flooded with rising seawater twice a day. For centuries, people have left their mark as they climbed into the Holy Well Cave in search of pilgrimage and healing. Mothers with sick children and the crippled would all leave everything behind at the small entrance and make their way towards the vivid colors inside the cave. Mineral deposits have created cave hollows and pools that are bright green, yellow, and blue, with a trickling natural spring on the inside. And it truly does look like a whole different world. The water that can be found inside this cave has been reported to taste like cereal milk, and this is one of the most unique and intriguing water sources of all time. Does the intensely mineral-rich water simply give the drinker a health boost, or does the Holy Well Cave actually contain healing powers? Many believe there's something special about Holy Well Cave and the energy inside this cave, and this incredible sight is one you definitely have to see for yourself at least once in your life. Number 5. Temple of Dambulla Cave. In an ancient city in Sri Lanka, tourists and believers marvel at the sight of the near 600-foot-high Dambulla Rock. There are more than 80 documented caves in the area, but the 5 caves built into the base of Dambulla Rock are uniquely special. For more than 22 centuries, these caves have been known as the Golden Temple of Dambulla, and they're actually the largest and best preserved cave temples in the area. These cave temples have stood for generations, and they're filled with marvelous paintings and statues that depict the life and teachings of Buddha. The monastery inside the Temple of Dambulla Caves dates back to the 3rd century BC and still functions to this day, with thousands of pilgrimage journeys being made every single year. The caves contain more than 150 statues of Buddha and a few of Sri Lankan kings and local goddesses, and stepping into these caves is truly like stepping back into history. Before the arrival of Buddhism, these caves were likely used as human burial grounds, since human remains as old as 2,700 years have been found here. At dusk every day, thousands of swallows enter these caves for their nightly shelter, and this amazing spectacle is one of the many amazing things that can be seen at this incredible special ancient cave temple. The Golden Dambulla Cave is one of the most magnificent and ancient religious sites in the world, and this huge part of Sri Lankan history is now one of the best protected caves in the world. Number 4. The Catacombs of Paris. Paris is widely known as the City of Love, but in reality, the City of Death may be a much more fitting name. Deep beneath the romantic streets of Paris, there's an old winding maze of tunnels that's filled with millions of human skeletons. Back before the 18th century, Paris was facing the problem of not knowing where to bury their dead, and the catacombs were the answer. Most of the catacombs are uncharted and unexplored, and many believe they stretch for more than 300 miles, an endless graveyard for unmarked skeletons. The roughly 6 million skeletons buried in the Paris catacombs outnumber the living people in Paris 3 to 1, and this definitely makes a trip to Paris more scary than exciting. The catacombs are about 5 stories beneath Paris, but they had a long history of even being used as hideout bunkers by both the French and the Germans during the Second World War. The catacombs were filled with their macabre occupants in a span of 12 years, but these extensive tunnels make construction above ground quite challenging, as construction workers very often dug their own graves, building on top of the infamous catacombs. Going down into these spooky catacomb corridors is definitely not something for the faint of heart or the claustrophobic, and it's no surprise that the idea of visiting Paris is now a lot more harrowing. Number 3. The Crone of the Catskills. If you've ever considered hiking up in the Appalachian Mountains, this horrifying story may just change your mind completely. The Catskills form the northeastern end of the Appalachian Plateau in New York, and what these two unsuspecting hikers found proves that all the scary supernatural horror stories about this place are probably true. A bit off the beaten path, the two hikers stumbled into a cave, and what they found on the inside would change their lives forever. A small hand-carved statue of a woman, almost like a voodoo doll, had been found here, and what makes the figure even more ominous is that there was a dirty noose tied around its neck and 6 rusty nails into its eyes. This would have been enough to make us run for the hills, but one of the hikers insisted on bringing this strange little statue home, only to find that it was heavily cursed. Not long after, the man started experiencing what you would call angry poltergeist manifestations, such as banging on his doors, muddy footsteps in his house, and absolute terror raining down in his house. The men briefly considered burning the doll, but they heeded the warnings that this could only make it worse. It's rumored that there are satanic rituals being performed up in those mountains, and after removing the Crone of the Catskills figure, these men even ended up seeing a muddy and wet old woman stalking their movements in the house. The Crone of the Catskills proves exactly why you should not take anything that seems strange or unexplained from caves. Number 2. Movila Cave. You never know what you'll find when stepping into the unexplored darkness of mysterious caves, but the Movila Cave in Romania revealed treasures that no one on the planet thought could exist. Only a few miles from the Black Sea coast, Movila Cave is an isolated cave system filled with high concentrations of hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. But the real kicker is that this cave has been completely sealed off from the rest of the world for more than 5.5 million years. This seemed to cement the fact that there should not be any signs of life inside this ancient cave, but this turned out to be quite the opposite. The unique groundwater ecosystem that was found in the oxygen-deprived Movila Cave shocked everyone and gave us a never-seen-before glimpse into what life was like on primordial Earth. Evolution played out in this cave without any outside influence, and this incredible discovery made in 1986 by Christian Lascaux gave us a completely different perspective on the origins of life on Earth. Finding life forms who are able to metabolize these toxic atmospheric gases and survive might also be a major leap forward in our fight against climate change. The ecosystem inside the miraculous Movila Cave contains about 48 different species of ancient evolved life forms, and the entire food chain is based on bacteria and microbes that metabolize toxic gases to provide nutrients for all the other creatures. But there's no doubt that this is one of the strangest and most otherworldly caves ever discovered. Number 1. The crystallized human sacrifice. Deep in the overgrown jungles of Belize, a mysterious ancient cave holds the remnants of brutal human sacrifices. Reaching the Oktun Tunichil Muknal Cave is no easy feat, and after swimming and wading through dense jungle and narrow cave passages for quite some time, you will stumble into the cave that was believed to be the entrance to hell by the ancient Mayans, and what you'll find inside is equally macabre. Inside this ominous cave are the skeletal remains of human sacrifice victims, but their bones had become calcified into the very floor of the cave. For more than 1,000 years, the skeletons of these ancient people have rested there, completely undisturbed, and it's almost as if they're slowly being swallowed by the very cave itself. The Mayans made these cruel sacrifices to try to appease their angry gods. And now, the remains of these adults and children are trapped inside this hellish cave for all time. Further into the cave, the famous Crystal Maiden rests in a dark isolation, almost completely encased in shiny calcite crystals. After some studies, it was found that this ancient skeleton actually belonged to a young man who was clubbed to death and left to fade away into the depths of the cave. Many of these skeletons showed signs of cranial deformations and brutal treatment, and though some theories speculate that these sacrifices were made to the Mayan underworld, some also suggest that these victims were suspected of being witches and were killed in these caves so that their spirits would be trapped there for eternity. These crazy cave discoveries prove that caves are often some of the most mysterious and ancient places in the world. But for now, be sure to check out our other videos floating on screen right now.